Jasper inaugurates its mayor and council members. A Shoals man is arrested by state police on numerous charges after a routine traffic stop. Monday with the Mayor features Huntingburg Mayor Denny Spinner. And Carla Striegel Winter talks about recycling programs in DuBois County on Inform. These stories, sports, and weather are coming up in the 18 WJTS News. Hello, this is the WJTS News. I'm Bill Potter. A Sunday afternoon traffic stop in Lagodi landed a Shoals man behind bars on numerous drug charges and other charges. At around 12:45 yesterday afternoon, a trooper with the Indiana State Police was patrolling US 50 in Lagodi when he observed a passenger car stopped at a stoplight. Police say the trooper noticed that neither the driver nor the front seat passenger were wearing seat belts. And after pulling over the vehicle, the trooper also noticed that a 3-year-old boy in the back seat was not properly restrained and was not seated in a booster seat. While speaking with the driver, 29-year-old Robert Osborne of Shoals, police learned that Osborne did not have a driver's license in his possession and that his driving privileges were suspended indefinitely through Indiana. They also learned that Osborne had prior convictions for driving while suspended. He was placed into custody by police. A search of the vehicle resulted in the discovery of a pill bottle containing hydrocodone and clonazepam on the rear floorboard in front of Osborne's 7-year-old daughter. Police also found marijuana and paraphernalia under the driver's seat. Osborne was arrested and charged with felony counts of maintaining a common nuisance and 2 counts of neglect of a dependent. He was also charged with misdemeanor counts of possession of a Schedule II and Schedule IV controlled substance, driving while suspended with a prior conviction, possession of marijuana, and possession of paraphernalia. Osborne was lodged without incident in the Martin County Jail. The children were released to the custody of the front seat passenger. A Friday night traffic stop in Jasper resulted in a drug-related arrest of a Vanderburgh County man. Around 10:30 p.m., a trooper with the Indiana State Police stopped a northbound Chrysler PT Cruiser at US 231 and Huffman Road for speeding while allegedly clocking the vehicle doing 44 in a 25-mile-per-hour zone. Police say one of 2 passengers in the vehicle, 19-year-old Larry Porter of Evansville, was arrested on misdemeanor counts of dealing marijuana and possession of marijuana after police allegedly found burnt marijuana cigarette butts, rolled unsmoked marijuana cigarettes, a small scale, 2 grinders used to shred marijuana, and 2 baggies of marijuana. Authorities booked Porter into the DuBois County Security Center on the drug charges. They also noted he had $700 in his possession. Meanwhile, the driver, whose name was not released by police, was ticketed for speeding. The now second-term elected mayor, Terry Seitz, was sworn into office on New Year's Day alongside Clerk Treasurer Juanita Boehm for the City of Jasper and Common Council members Greg Schneer, John Bell, Dave Hurst, Earl Schmidt, Kevin Manley, Nancy Eckerly, and Dean Vonderheide. The ones to address the public were Council member Nancy Eckerly and Mayor Seitz, who provided words of New Year's focus and collaborations. They were followed with a blessing to the community given by the minister Darrell Land from the Christian Church of Jasper. The council chambers at Jasper City Hall was filled with the elected officials, family, friends, and fellow community members. Also in attendance was a supportive fellow mayor from Huntingburg, Mayor Denny Spinner. As Mayor Seitz looks forward to settling into his second term, the new year, and priorities, he reflects on the amazing trip it's been and the fun it is representing the city of Jasper.
It's just settling in that this is a second term and looking back over the last 4 years of where we've come. It's an amazing trip. It's a lot of fun. I love representing the city, and we have so many things underway that we're going to be doing a lot of dotting of I's and crossing of T's and bringing them to fruition. Priorities are to take what we have started, and there's at least a half a dozen major projects, and to see them through conclusion, or at least further down the road in the next 4 years. And the other part is to look at also addressing our city's needs and how we purchase, how we do things, and also in the way that we use our personnel to the best of our ability. Ultimately, all cities in Indiana have challenges economically because of state tax caps, and we want to make sure to use our best assets that we have, which are our people, to the best of our ability, and we're going to be doing that.
When asked about encouraging the community and groups such as the emerging leaders and the rising generations to get involved, he acknowledges that the emerging leaders are very involved in their own right in a giving circle with the charities of their own choosing.
They are very involved in their own right. That becomes a giving circle, so they have helped chosen their charities and things too. But from those group of leaders, as we've engaged the community, we picked up 4 new council members this year, and I know that most of those have already had a role in the community. Now, I think as we get a little older and a little grayer, those in the emerging leaders group have an opportunity to step up and literally become that next generation. We'll have another election in the city 4 years from now, have county elections that occur in the next 2 cycles, including this 2016, and it's time. First to vote, second to be involved.
As he encourages the next generations, he looks forward to their future involvement. That's from the mayor of Jasper. An appeals court says the firing of a second-grade teacher in French Lick is invalid because the board meeting didn't start until 2:30 a.m. The Springs Valley School Board fired Risha Warren in 2012, that is, after she escorted a student to the principal's office where secretaries said she demanded to see an administrator or I'm going to kill her. The board meeting was scheduled for the conclusion of an executive session with Warren, but the closed-door hearing and board deliberations, expected to take 2 hours, dragged on for 9 hours. An Indiana Court of Appeal says even though several members of the public stuck around till the bitter end, the middle-of-the-night meeting violates the open-door law's ban on unreasonable variation from posted meeting times. The court notes the state's public access handbook, though not legally binding, specifically cites a meeting starting 4 hours after the posted time as an example of an unreasonable delay. Warren says she was in a different part of the building and didn't realize the meeting had started until she saw cars leaving the parking lot. She says she would have challenged 2 board members' participation in the vote if she had been present. The board voted 4-0 to fire Warren, with 3 absent. Indiana Attorney General Greg Zeller says his office received more than 3,400 complaints from people in 2015 about being the target or victim of scams. The scams are estimated to cost people more than $1 million. Zeller says the top scams include individuals claiming to be representatives of the IRS, with the scammer claiming immediate payment of past due taxes. In others, scammers claim that a person has won the lottery or demands payment for a Craigslist purchase right away when the items for sale aren't legitimate. Zeller says his tips for spotting scam artists include noticing if the person seems in a hurry to get money from you or seeks payment in advance. Now stay tuned. Weather, Prisma Lopez Marine brings us Monday with the Mayor, Huntingburg Mayor Denny Spinner, along with sports and WJTS Informed. Coming up on the 18 WJTS News, we're local people watching local people.